Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to Union Cross. We're going to talk about the new Winnie the Pooh medals that just came out. There's one in VIP. There's a banner for 3 of them. They're guaranteed each pull, and Winnie the Pooh is a 5 mercy pull. Axel currently tonight is ending, so if you guys want to go for Axel, and I highly recommend this before you even do anything else, if there's a last minute for you or you got some time, Axel, I prefer Axel over anything else I'm going to talk about today. Today, Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Rabbit, Tigger, they all have their place somewhere on a Keyblade. They can all benefit different people depending on what you need, what your setup, what you want to improve. But Axel is still a solid choice, and I still think you should go out there and grab Axel for yourself if you don't have one, or if you're planning to use Sleeping Lion in the future. I think it's really important to have 2 different attribute Keyblades. Doesn't matter if it's power, speed, magic. Just have 2 attributes covered, and you should be covered for a lot of content. Now, the whole upright reverse, that's if they start releasing better reverse medals. So with that being said, I do recommend 10 hours left as I'm recording this video for Axel, so make sure that you're at least considering it. So a little heads up before we start this. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump in. Let's cover the banner, the medals, and I'm going to give you guys my thought process on if these medals are worth it or not, where they're going to fit on what Keyblades, and if it's right for you or not. But in the end, your game, have fun with it. If you love Winnie the Pooh, then go for Winnie the Pooh medals. You know what I mean? So let's jump in. This is the current banner that's going on right now. It's a Supernova plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Pooh for 5 mercy pull, and every pull you do, you'll get a Kingdom Hearts medal guaranteed. That says new medal ×1, so it can be either of the 3. Now, the banner itself is not a falling price deal, so if you're going to go for Winnie the Pooh, that is 15,000 jewels. You are guaranteed 2 new medals out of there, or you might get all Piglets or all Rabbit, who knows. So at least it's all brand new stuff, where like the Axel banner I was just talking about, it's just Axel in there, you get him, but he's really good. 2-turn buffers with Supernova, Strength, and carryover. It's just too good to pass up. Whereas all these guys are 1 turn. So what do you get out of the banner? Besides that, 2 power gems. Again, if you need more gems, and we all need more gems no matter what you say, unless every Keyblade is level 50, you need more gems. So it's always good to see that in the little extra. So 5 mercy pull is great. Banner's fine. 2 brand new medals per pull. You know what I mean? Or 1 medal, 1 new medal every pull for out of 3 medals is pretty solid. So the banner is great, but what do the medals do? Winnie the Pooh has 40,000 strength with a multiplier of 78.33. If you go check out like Nominee, and I'm going to say Nominee because Nominee is a power medal, and she can be used as an attacking medal. So Nominee's got 18.97, and she's got 38,000 strength. So Winnie the Pooh is stronger and has about the same multiplier. So take that into consideration when you're comparing the 2. The thing about Winnie the Pooh is that he's actually got better buffs. Now, his general buffs are only for power medals when it comes to the power medal strength, where Nominee is all medals in the game. So targets all enemies, so it's an AoE medal. Power medal strength by 2,500, increases your strength, upright, and power strength by 15, and it lowers the enemy's defense, upright, and power defense by 15. So this can be your buffer medal on the friend rear. Very clean, very easy. So that is a possibility if you want to put that there with Terra, and then you can re-Nova this medal. It works out really nicely, but it's only for that 1 turn. It also increases the guilt by 200%. Nobody cares because Supernovas do better. And the count +0. So it does not affect enemies' counters, but it restores 5 gauges. So it just doesn't heal. Like any other medal that's not Nominee, Kyrie, and Xion, it doesn't heal. So it can use as your buffer. Just make sure the other medals you guys have do not require higher HP to do max damage. So 78.33 at 40,000, very respectable. Now it's Supernovas at 240, which is great. That's what you want to see. That's the newer Supernova damage. It is a Supernova plus, so he will be doing more damage to speed enemies with the Supernova attack. And his Supernova is what looks interesting. It's got power metal strength by +6,000. And it increases your guilt by 300%. So 2 solid things to see right there. And HP recovery. There's some HP recovery. So technically, he can't cast HP recovery. But if you use a Supernova on turn 2 after the boss hits your enemy, you can recover your gauges, and then you can get away with not having to use medals that are not a requirement of HP. So he also restores 3 gauges on his Supernova. So he can work out. He can work out as your buffer because he has at least 1 turn to cover for the heal. So if you 2-turn enemy, you're okay to use those kind of medals. If you're 3-turning it, then the 3rd turn, you're going to lose a little bit of damage with medals that say require higher HP to do max damage. So Winnie the Pooh is a solid medal. I have no complaints about him. If you just use Nominee on the setup, then it doesn't really matter. He adds more buffs and debuffs, and that's going to be really good for future content of enemies like the Foretellers or The Cerberus we just got, where slot 4, they do something to us. They paralyze us, poison us, they reduce our buffs, they increase their buffs, you know what I mean? These medals are really good because there is going to be situations where that pops up. But with that being said, that's very rare. And these are the only these are only coming out now. So once they start bringing more quests like that, they're going to bring more medals like that as well. And those medals might be stronger. But if you do pick up Winnie the Pooh right now, he is solid. So the 5 Mercy Pull for him, I think is good if you want him. If you want to be patient, wait for a 2-turn buffer that's power. But for power medal right now, if you guys want it, 5 Mercy Pull, 15,000 jewels, boom, Winnie the Pooh is a decent medal. More than decent. He's got a good supernova to go along with Terra especially, and his normal cast has 2,500. So that's a win-win right there for me. So Winnie the Pooh gets a pass for me. He's in the A class. Now for his friends over here, Piglet and Rabbit, these are they're good. They're guaranteed every pull. You know what I mean? Not both of them. You're not going to get both of them on every pull, but you're guaranteed at least one of these guys every pull. So if you do get them, it's pretty decent. 36,000 strength with 77.38 multiplier. Piglet hurts a little bit because he's the one that has to be the end of your Keyblade setup, and you don't want him to be the end because there's better magic medals out there. It says the more SP attacks used in succession, so you have to activate. Extra attack changes that a little bit, so it doesn't have to be clearly at the end of your Keyblade setup, but you do have to put him after a couple of medals. So 77.38 at 36,000 is not the strongest, not the greatest, but guaranteed every pull is pretty nice. He also increases magic metal strength by 1,500. It's not in the 2,000s and up, and that's going to fall behind a little bit, but not enough. But when you do compare it to medals like Elsa, which does 2,500, you can already see the difference why these medals are giving out every single pull. But that's not what he's really good for. What he's good for is that he buffs our upright and magic strength by 10. That's whatever, but the target's power, strength, and magic defense goes down by 10. So he's technically a tanking medal, and he's got the resets enemies counters. So resetting enemies counters are not on a lot of medals, especially medals that can do a really good decent amount of damage. So having that there is really nice. That could be something halfway through a Keyblade. Piglet kicks in, resets the enemy's blue counters somewhere safely where your next medals won't trigger it, or if you do want to trigger them, you don't really want to use Piglet somewhere further into the Keyblade setup, so you got to think about that. But resets counters can be coming in clutch somewhere in the future. As for now, we've been getting away without that. We use medals that just ignore enemies counters, you know what I mean, or add to enemies counters. You can just add medals like that, but that's still pretty cool to see. As for his supernova, he does magic metal strength by 3,500. You can see why, again, not the greatest. He casts magic metal strength by 1,500 for casting, and supernova has 3,500, which is not 5,000 or more. So they are lacking in that, and they will be replaced faster than other medals. Another thing is that he's got a 280% guilt, where medals these days are giving 300% guilt. Not a biggie, because you're going to have enough medals probably to cover that 300%, but he doesn't have that 300% there. So he's got less magic metal strength buffing on both his normal cast, supernova, and he doesn't give the right amount of guilt compared to the future medals and current. But besides that, he increases your strength and upright strength by 10 and targets defense and upright defense down by 10. So he's got buffs and debuffs in there. So he's a little bit of a mixture of everything with resetting counters. Now, Rabbit over here, same boat. 77 multiplier, not the biggest. 36,720 strength, not the biggest, especially for speed. And when we currently have Axel, who's a 2-turner, higher multiplier, more strength, you know what I mean? And again, speed, metal strength by 1,500. Supernova does 3,500. Not the greatest, and will probably fall behind pretty quickly. Now, I'm not saying that if you pull these guys and you perfectly trait them and put them on a Keyblade, they're not going to do damage. They're going to do damage. They're going to do fine. They're just not a long-term investment. Something like Sephiroth, Elsa, Axel, those medals, when you purchase them and you keep them, you're going to be keeping them for a very long time because they got up to date and almost more than what medals are going to be having. So this is falling backwards where they're more of a head and current, you know what I mean? So yeah, full Keyblade setup for these guys, fully maxed out. All the perfect traits will take down the content. You can probably get away with going Piglet full maxed out with a Nominate or Aqua, and you'll take down power enemies like nobody's business. It's just how long will it last compared to everything else. Jewels are important. So with that being said, Rabbit, same thing, upright strength, speed strength, and metal strength. or sorry, magic defense up by 10. So he is a tanky medal. He doesn't reduce the enemy's attack, but he raises your magic defense. So Piglet reduces the enemy's power strength. Rabbit increases your magic defense. And then he's got on the target, speed defense down by 10. Again, resets enemies' counters, so something unique that might come in clutch somewhere at some quest, but not enough to go hunting for, in my opinion. But at least with the rabbit, he does more damage as long as there's one enemy left. If there's a group of enemies, he does less damage. So shine's really nice if you're facing just a one current enemy, and that's totally fine. That's usually the harder content. Now, his supernova, again, 3500 speed strength, which is not the best. He increases your defense up by 10. Again, tanking metal, and reduces the enemy strength down by 10. Tanky metal and debuffers. So tanky metals have been in a weird place lately. Most important quests that give jewels or the best rewards are beat in 1 turn, beat in 3 turns. So tanking doesn't really happen because we have second chance and we have HP recovery. So that is our 3 turn there. We don't need to tank at all. So it's not really necessary. Unless they start releasing quests that say complete without having to continue and you'll get all the rewards, then hey, that's great. But they've been adding all the objectives together in one thing. So if you don't complete 1 out of the 3 objectives, but you complete the other 2, you won't get any rewards. So tanking medals are dead because of that. Will they have their place somewhere? Yeah. Will they probably using Coliseum for some people to push a little further to get a couple more turns? Maybe, depending on the enemy and how low a tier you are. But realistically, your jewels are best saved somewhere else. My overall opinion, Winnie the Pooh is up to date. And he does have a better supernova than everyone else, and his supernova's there. So Winnie the Pooh is a medal that's worth the 15,000. But at the same time, I want to say skip, because I do want to see more medals like Axel or the next generation of power medals. Because Axel came out 2-turner. Elsa came out 2-turn. That's speed, that's magic. We're still missing the power version. And in my opinion, I think it's better for power medals to go for this banner, to grab nominees and grab Sephiroth, because if you have multiple nominees on a Keyblade, same situation. If an enemy has a slot 4 counter or slot 3 counters like the Foretellers or the Cerberus, nominate basically rebuffs and debuffs everything, especially with extra attack. So I think it's a better choice to go for this banner here. It's cheaper, especially if you already pulled from it. You know what I mean? Coming here for 15,000 jewels, you get some medals that might be good on certain quests, maybe, but overall it's 15,000 jewels, and I think it's better spent somewhere else. I'm not saying these medals are bad. That's not it. If you pull for this and you are new, this will probably help you clear a lot of content. If you get Winnie the Pooh as a brand new player or a veteran or an older player, Winnie the Pooh is up to date. I just feel like this is one of those skip banners. I just have that feeling, especially with anniversary around the corner. This is just something that is really nice. Thank you to the dev team and everything for actually putting out a good banner. 5 Mercy Pull with guaranteed medals every turn. So that's nice for anyone who wants to win the Pooh collection. But really, if you're trying to go like min-max on your jewels, I kind of consider skipping this one. As much as these medals are really good, I would say skip this one. So it's hard. It all depends on your situation. Like I said, I'll give you the information of the medals. In the end, it's up to what you guys need. So like, if me putting Winnie the Pooh on my Keyblade setup would highly help me, that's great. But I have Autie over here. Autie increases power metal strength by 1,500. And he doesn't have a supernova. So yeah, Winnie the Pooh is way better than Autie. You know what I mean? Just because Autie does not have a supernova. So yeah, my power Keyblade needs help. But if I go pull for Nominee and Sephiroth, I get magic metal. Metal strength plus 2,000. Any metal on the Keyblades, and then I got plus 5,000 over here. So I have 1,000 less and 500 less, so I'm losing 1,500, especially if you mix her or Pooh with Terra, the Renova metal. Pooh is better than any of this here. Now, you do have this guy, but again, he's only good for a couple attacks, and he does have the metal strength by 2,500, which is any metal. So there's already a good amount of power metals in the game. Especially if you do Dark Gnaw with Sephiroth. Sephiroth's going to take care of all that, you know what I mean? I don't have a Sephiroth, so I'm considering to go for the other banner. That's what I kind of recommend. If you want power medals, I wouldn't do Winnie the Pooh. I would do this banner and take my chance at 1 out of 3. So, that's it for the banner. Hopefully I didn't overcomplicate it. I feel like I did somewhere. The gist of it, Winnie the Pooh, up-to-date medal, really good. The other two will come in some situations that might help you, but you've already got Elsa and you've already got Axel. That's where your jewels should have went. And if you did miss them, like Elsa, there will be other magic medals. There currently is other magic medals, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like if I just put magic, I've got Aqua, you've got Elsa, you even have yourself second form Sora, who has a 17.80 and not just as much strength, 37,000. You take away 3,000, 33. So Piglet is stronger than him when it comes to the strength. He's got 1,500 though, but he does have 4,000 metal strength. So he's 500 more strength compared to Piglet. So you can see why Piglet's not really there. But that just all depends on what you guys need, what you guys want. There's still plenty of medals to come out. I would kind of hold off on this one. Yeah. So that is pretty much everything, guys. That's the Winnie the Pooh banner. Again, solid medals. Go for what you want. In the end, it is your game. Play the way you want. It's just a little bit of advice. Winnie the Pooh's great. Piglet's great. Rabbit's great. Have fun with the game, guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.